Hi, welcome to Sass's YouTube channel. Let's make a charcoal still life. So start off with some vine charcoal and draw some blobs. Yeah, just some circles or ovals. Overlap the blobs and make a composition however you like, nice and light. And then what you want to do is kind of bump that out. It kind of looks like a mountain in my opinion for a lemon or a lime. And then you can bump this out like a U and then flatten this area here. Bump that out, maybe for another lemon or lime. And so this is an oval, and I'm going to bump that side out and this side out and taper it in for an apple. And this is just going to be an orange, so I'll make kind of a circle oval there. And I'll go back to this one in just a minute. Great. Oh, there we go. Do a circle here, and then you're going to connect nice and light and make a pear. How fun is that? Alright, so draw your shadow edges. They're turned just like when you did the sphere. You're going to choose one side and you're going to follow the line. Then you're going to make kind of like a U for the cast shadows, if you can do that. They're kind of overlapping each other too, so you might not see it. So let's gently, lightly shade this in one value, just kind of get it filled in. It's a little grainy when you do this, but nice and steady as you go. And then you will lose your lines, and that's okay if you lose some of your lines. We're going to go back in with a lot of different things. So let's go ahead and use the tissue. This smooths things out and blends it, and also gets it to, again, lightens it, but allows you to have kind of more of a softer transition for your gradation. So go ahead and cover everything nice and carefully. And then what you want to do is take an eraser, just erase some things inside it and your extra lines, because you did redraw some things. Okay, so let's take the vine charcoal, and I'm going to do the core shadow here, and I'm also just going to redraw some shapes. So do like a crescent moon inside there, and the cast shadow, the core, the cast shadow, and just redo that. Nice and careful, take your time. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is constantly going to be changing, because that's what charcoal's kind of like. Alright, so this is a blending stump. I'm using the tip very lightly, dragging it from the center out. So I'm making a gradation, and I'm not smashing the blending stump. I'm just kind of touching the edge and smoothing it out very delicately. And I will go back in with something else in just a minute. But take your time doing this. It's kind of cool, in my opinion, how the blending stump works. So you take your time while you're doing this. You can also go over the edges and smooth that out and drag some of the charcoal into the lights. So you're just slowly going from the dark into the light. So you have a nice gradation, different values within it, and that sculpts it and allows it to look 3D. So smooth things out using the blending stump. It might lift it up a little bit, but this is kind of, you have it, you lose it, you have it, you lose it with charcoal. It will get light, it will go dark, it will get light, it will go dark, and that's just how this type of thing works. Okay, so this is a charcoal pencil. A medium or a 2B, what I have here is fine, and I'm drawing now. So I'm going to go back in, and now I'm kind of sketching, like a hatching over the shadows very gently, and getting some of my lines back in there, smoothing out the shadow using the charcoal pencil, and then also redefining some of my shapes and getting some more details. So the charcoal pencil is really nice. If you don't like the feel of vine charcoal, you might really like charcoal pencils. And charcoal pencils are vine charcoal with gum arabic. So it's a little bit darker, and it's clean because it's in a pencil format, obviously. So I'm just making some details and choosing what I want to do. You can follow along or look at some fruit yourself. This is a smaller blending stump, and now I'm just going to very lightly go over everything and blend for more of a finesse. Just going back and forth, again dragging it into the light. If it starts to get super dark, use the eraser to kind of clean things up. And I will be doing that just this next step. So here's the eraser. So charcoal got into the light, and I kind of want to keep it clean, and I start to fiddle a little bit with the lemon here, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. So I'm going to go back in and redefine that because I just thought it would look better. Okay, great. So make your darkers dark underneath the table. It's really dark as it hits the table, and that really kind of makes it look like it's sitting. So make that section there pretty dark, blend that out so it's not a hard edge or a really kind of strong transition. And yeah, take your time going back and forth. Now, oh yay, the white chalk. I love using the white chalk. It just really glows. So this is your last part. It's your highlight. And I'm using different types of lines to get a different type of texture for the highlights, because you're going to see a lot of lights and details in the highlights. So have some fun with that. This I'm going to darken here and then kind of do a gradation by lifting up the charcoal pencil. And so yeah, get some details using the charcoal pencil. It will make it glow, and I think it makes it look super cool. So make a highlight in the lightest parts as well as the stem, and do some details so that it has some texture and just different variations within your line. So use some more details again with your darkest dark for your charcoal pencil. Just kind of go back in with the last form of finesse and check things out. So thank you so much for tuning in, liking, subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is charcoal, and you're using all the charcoal pencils too and making a still life and learning how to gradate things as well. So take care.